Sofian Cemetery is another infrastructure in Berlin, Germany, which was affected by the division of the city during the 1960s, along with the Reconciliation Chapel, Ackerstrasse, and Bernauer Strasse. As of August 1961, the strip of land belonging to the Sofian Parish Cemetery was gradually taken over by the GDR border regime. The border troops first blocked off a 49er wide strip and prevented grave maintenance and burials from taking place within it. During the early years, major restrictions applied to the rest of the cemetery, which became part of the border area in 1951. Also, visits to the cemetery were limited to very brief designated time periods. Visitors had to display a special pass, called a grave card, to enter the cemetery. For a long time, West Berliners were not allowed to enter the grounds at all, even later. But when the largest section of the cemetery no longer belonged to the border area, the grounds were still monitored by the East German police. The GDR border regime gradually displaced the Sofian Parish Cemetery and its graves. On the instigation of the border troops and the East Berlin district of Mitte, beginning in 1962, numerous graves were exhumed and reburied elsewhere, after which the grounds were leveled to make room for the border fortifications. 2 mass graves and a field of single graves containing bomb victims from the late 1943 were also affected. Members of the Jaschkowitz family residing at Rosenthaler Strasse, including 2 Jewish men, were also buried here. Because the men were married to non-Jewish women, they had been shielded for a time from deportation and murder. As of the mid-1960s, the border strip supplanted the cemetery. All the attributes of a cemetery were extinguished along Bernauer Strasse. After the wall fell in 1989, this strip of land was returned to the Sofian Parish. The remains of the border fortifications in the cemetery were declared an historical monument. The Sofian Parish wanted the border strip reintegrated into the cemetery and returned to its previous function. This conflicted with the need to establish a memorial at this site in memory of the Berlin Wall and its victims. To underscore its viewpoint, the parish changed the existing situation. It knocked down 2 sections of the preserved wall. The segments are stored on the cemetery grounds and rebuilt a part of the cemetery wall with an entrance gate. 2 crosses were placed on identified sites where mass graves from World War II were believed to exist. The parish had a dedication. It favored for the memorial engraved into a memorial stone. Lastly, there is the Bergstrasse. It was created in 1752 and as of 1945, it crossed the sector border of Bernauer Strasse. The border was guarded by the East Berlin police even before the wall was built. Bergstrasse had been divided since 1961. It was blocked off with barbed wire on August 13. Then a wall was built. In 1974, the command of GDR border troops resolved to rebuild the entire border fortifications in Berlin. The central component of the modernization was a new border wall that required less maintenance and possessed a better blocking effect. Following extensive tests, the border wall 75 was chosen. After the old wall on Bergstrasse was torn down, a new wall was erected in 1980. Until 1989, around 300 streets were blocked by the Berlin Wall. Today, Bergstrasse is the only street in Berlin still divided by it. So that's it for the last 2 sections of the Berlin Wall Memorial, the Sofian Cemetery and the Bergstrasse. Until next time, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye! So guys, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to comment.
Hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell. Come on guys, hit the bell.